joining us here at 5 o'clock. Timberline Lodge had to close runs to skiers and boarders today because of falling tree hazards. Officials say if you do have lift tickets today, just visit guest services. The lodge plans to open the ski areas tomorrow if the conditions are better. Thanks for joining us here at 5 o'clock this evening. Let's check in now with the forecast with Joe Ranieri. And Joe, more snow is on the way up at the mountain. Exactly right. Over the next couple of hours, anywhere from 2 to 4 inches overnight throughout the Oregon Cascades. That's nothing compared to the east side of the state where the Blue Mountains, we're talking Pendleton, you're going to be under a winter storm warning because of the intense snowfall later on tonight and into tomorrow. But here locally, Ashley, we're looking at a little bit of some warmer temperatures out there. We started off with very cold temperatures, but we're looking at about 15 degrees warmer from what we were seeing yesterday. Finally got well above freezing for our daytime highs. In fact, a lot of us here in the metro area topped out in the low 40s for daytime highs. Now, as we look at the forecast for the rest of your Thursday night, I wouldn't say we're done with the showers. We're still going to see some in the vicinity at times throughout the Beaverton area, Portland as well, and downtown. Heading into the overnight hours, we're going to transition into some colder air as the snow level will drop down to about 500 feet. As it does, we could see some light accumulation, no more than an inch if we're lucky, and that is being generous, I think. You can kind of see right now, we'll see some of those showers move in over to Clackamas County, over into Happy Valley. On the future cast, we'll put this into motion. So by Thursday, or tonight, I should say, we're going to be seeing drier conditions over the Oregon Cascades, though. They're going to be seeing a decent amount of snow showers here the next couple of hours. So obviously, you're going to still be prepared for winter driving the higher you go here the next couple of days. And then by tomorrow morning early, we see clear skies at times, but then we'll start to see some clouds increase. And right around 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, we could be seeing a little push of some snow showers with could be bringing in more of a pretty scene than anything else. It doesn't stick around for too long because by the afternoon, we're seeing a little bit more of that sunshine and our temperatures will be right around the upper 30s to close to 40 degrees. I am forecasting some very cold temperatures over the next couple of mornings. Talk more about that and what you can expect to see for the holiday weekend in just a few minutes. All right, Joe, we'll see you then. Thank you. Let's get now to the latest COVID news. As the Omicron variant continues to spread, Oregon has ordered 12 million tests to help the state with the increase in cases. Now, technically, the state ordered 6 million of these COVID antigen rapid test kit, but each kit comes with 2 tests that can be performed at home, and results are available in 15 minutes. The state will start getting these tests next week with a plan to distribute them throughout the month of January. Now, this comes as Oregon reported more than 2,900 new COVID cases today, in the highest daily case count since the end of August. The state also reported at least 15 new deaths. That brings the total of people who have died in Oregon since the pandemic began to more than 5,000. Well, even though cases continue rising, those who are fully vaccinated and boosted have a much lower chance of serious illness and death. Tim Gordon reports.
We got the warning as Omicron arrived, and now it is spreading fast.
We're headed for some uncertain times, and it's going to be difficult to navigate these next few weeks.
In Oregon, new COVID cases were up 25% for the week ending December 27th. And in Washington, 6,140 new COVID cases were reported on December 24th alone, a record-setting number for a single day in this pandemic.
I think we're going to have to get very, very flexible in the weeks to come around how we think about COVID risk, especially in the light of all the services that we all depend on to live day in and day out, that we're going to expect to continue to function as this virus makes its way through.
Multnomah County Health Director Dr. Jennifer Vines believes we are in a lull between Delta illnesses and Omicron's full force. And being vaccinated and boosted is your best defense against getting very sick or dying. In fact, most of us who are in good health and vaccinated will likely manage the symptoms pretty well. The top 5 symptoms are a runny nose, headache, fatigue, sneezing, and sore throat. And yes, most of those symptoms are shared by the common cold and the flu. Getting access to COVID testing is hit and miss right now, but if you can, test. And if it's positive, follow CDC guidelines for isolating. Remember, they've changed from isolating for 10 days now to 5. If you have no symptoms, you can return to work after 5 days if you wear a mask at all times. If you develop symptoms, stay home until you feel better. Isolating at home means staying away from others regardless of vaccination status. Wear a mask while inside and ask others to do the same, preferably with a KN95, KF94, or 3-ply surgical mask. Also, ventilate your space as much as you can and reach out to close contacts and let them know they've been exposed and they should quarantine. Then, stay hydrated and use over-the-counter medications as needed. There are some stats that are good to see. COVID hospitalizations in Oregon are down 35% and deaths down 25% during the past week. Dr. Vines says in order for that to continue, people need to continue to get vaccinated and boosted, step up the masking, and for now, cut back on socializing.
All those little things that we all choose to do add up to whether or not our health systems and our essential functions make it through this wave intact.
So hang on and help out.
And just know that a lot of people are working hard to do the best we can after being handed what is a really difficult situation, especially after what is almost 2 years now of a pandemic.
Tim Gordon, KGW News.
The CDC is now recommending that people avoid cruise ship travel. Today, the agency issued a travel health notice, upping the level of concern for cruise ships from a level 3 to a level 4, which is the highest level. The CDC says even fully vaccinated travelers might be at risk of contracting or spreading COVID, especially with the Omicron variant spreading quickly. Outbreaks have happened on cruise ships in the past. So if you plan to go on a cruise, the CDC suggests getting a test 1 to 3 days beforehand and 3 to 5 days after your trip, regardless of your vaccination status or if you have symptoms or not. Starting January 1st, new laws will go into effect both nationally and in Washington and Oregon. Devin Haskins takes a look at some of the new laws that could impact you.
The new laws range from police accountability to buying cold medicine, even a raise in the state's minimum wage. So let's dive right in and get started. The Oregon legislature was busy this past year, passing 10 new laws that change how police do their jobs. One makes a database of police encounters and arrests publicly available to a civilian oversight board. Another says that any arrest resulting from an unlawful assembly must be related to a crime, not just a failure to disperse. And if you are arrested, law enforcement are limited on publicly releasing your booking photo or mugshot. The new law is widely supported and passed with bipartisan support. Oregon is one of 2 states that currently requires a prescription to buy any cold medicine that contains pseudoephedrine. That changes on Saturday. After the new year, anyone can walk up to a pharmacist and ask for the cold medicine, and the pharmacist will then register the transaction in a database. And if you vote, which we all should do, a new Oregon law will accept your ballot even if it's mailed on Election Day. Previously, Oregon counties would only count ballots received on or before Election Day. And let's not forget about my home state and head across the river into Washington. First, if you dine out, a new Washington law says restaurants may only provide single-use utensils, straws, condiment, packaging, and beverage cup lids after customers ask for them. It's made to reduce single-use products and waste. If you have a job in Washington, your paychecks could get a nice bump in pay. The state's minimum wage will jump from $13.69 an hour to $14.19 an hour. But in that paycheck, you might see more coming out for your long-term care. A state fund will collect 58 cents for every $100 earned. For instance, a person making $75,000 will pay about $435 a year into the fund. The fund ensures taxpayers who have contributed for 10 years receive $36,500 over their lifetime to help pay for the long-term care needs. Now, there's even more laws that go into effect on January 1st, so for a longer list, you can just head to our website at kgw.com. I'm Devin Haskins, KGW News.
We are coming to the end of a violent and deadly year in Portland. According to the Police Bureau, we hit a record number of homicides in the city in 2021. 90 people were killed this year. The vast majority were shootings. One of the latest homicides happened in North Portland. Portland police say the victim, Michael Johnson, was shot and killed in a tent near Farragut Park on the morning of December 23rd. We talked to his brother, who says he is still in shock and in disbelief.
He didn't deserve to be murdered like that. I mean, I don't understand it. When you kill somebody, it's you destroy not only that person's life, but the whole family's lives. You destroy your life in a way too. Turn yourself in face the consequences. You know what I'm saying? Be accountable.
Homicide detectives are asking anyone who was in Farragut Park between 9 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. on the 23rd to contact them. That also goes for anybody who lives nearby who may have gotten video of the park or the surrounding area around the time of the shooting. In a few days, local volunteers will travel to Kentucky for the second time to help those devastated by recent tornadoes that killed dozens of people. Christelle Coomway joins us live in the newsroom to tell us more about the effort. Christelle.
Well, Ashley, the Cascade Relief Team is no stranger to helping out in times of need. These volunteers responded here to the historic wildfires Oregon saw last year. Now, thanks to donations and grants, the nonprofit responds to natural disasters beyond Oregon to help communities clean up and provide necessities for survivors. When devastation strikes, the Cascade Relief Team offers a lifeline.
And we do our best to take a survivor full circle. So from the moment they lost their home or their dwelling to getting back in their new home or dwelling in a new place.
Mark Brooks started the nonprofit following the devastating 2020 wildfires in Oregon to help local communities clean up and rebuild.
I think it's one of those things to where the mission leads to those who need the most help.
2 weeks ago, the mission led them here, tornado-ravaged Kentucky.
It was like nothing I've ever seen before.
And he had seen a lot.
Different damages out here, from flooding to ice storms to fires, and this is entirely different.
Massive tornadoes ripped through Kentucky earlier this month. At least 70 people were killed. Some towns were completely flattened. The Cascade Relief Team found opportunities to assist in Dawson Springs in the western part of Kentucky.
One of the interesting things that we brought is just pure knowledge from doing this before. Many people didn't know that they had disaster relief assistance through the form of DSNAP, which is, food benefits for natural disaster survivors, and then unemployment.
After a week there, the team is now back in Oregon, but that's not the end of the mission.
But when we go back, we're going to be looking to help tie the resource centers together.
And dozens more will be on hand this time around to accomplish that goal.
You know, having a team of all survivors helps as well, because their hearts are with the hearts of the people who just lost.
Extending a lifeline to other communities in need.
Being able to say, hey, this is Dawn, this is Melanie, this is so-and-so who's a fire survivor from Oregon, to a tornado survivor, they can connect on a different level.
Brooks says 20 to 25 volunteers from Oregon will head to Kentucky next week to provide more assistance for about 2 weeks. They will also be setting up a Kentucky division of the nonprofit to continue their work there on the ground. Ashley?
Yeah, that's an important mission. Christelle, thank you.